Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Everybody was asking me, how did I know to short Ford when it was November? And it was when Aunt B was telling us everything was fine. Well, what people didn't know is Aunt B was lying to us because when she was raising the rates, machinery sales were down 5.6%, computers were down 8.7%, communication equipment sales down 21%. I took a look at our chart and I saw that institutions were pulling money out of Ford. So we said, let's short Ford. And we did that in November, on November 10th, because my charts told me there was a big sell signal, and we took advantage of it. And you know that stock Ford has now dropped 17%. That's the return my gang has now, 17%. Don't follow any of the jibber jabber from CNBC or the Fed. Follow me. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, there's nothing worse than you're investing in a stock and during the day something happens and you don't know what to do. You don't know who to call. Or you call somebody and they just give you a bunch of BS. Not here at Phil's Gang. We value every gang member. During the day, you got a question about your stock, you contact us. We have the best service in the world. philsgang.com. You're not alone. You're a gang member.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. There's so much bad news out there. Let me give you some good news. The good news is you can retire when you're 65 years of age. You can live the same lifestyle you've come accustomed to. But you're going to have to make a change. And what's that change? To get rid of your 401k. It's a scam. It doesn't work. We've never seen more people pulling their money out of 401ks than right now. $40 billion just in this last few quarters because they know it doesn't work. So they're taking their money and stuffing it in the mattress. That's not what to do. Look, it's not about the money you put away. It's about how you invest that money. And clearly 401ks don't work. But it does work here at Phil's Gang. philsgang.com, where we just got a return of over 35% in copper.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, people make it too complicated. Wall Street tells you the market cap and the trailing PE and the forward PE and price to sales to confuse you. All you need to know is, does the stock have volume? What's that mean? Energy. What does that mean? If you have people buying a stock, enough of the stock's being bought, it influences the prices to go up. Join my gang, philsgang.com. We're using charting, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Aren't you tired of all the nonsense you hear from these financial shows like this?
Should I be worried about Bear Stearns in terms of liquidity and get my money out of there? No, no, no. Bear Stearns is fine.
And then they went bankrupt. This is what I'm talking about. This is crazy. Your 401k, they take half of all the money you put away. Look, it's not about the money you're saving. It's about where you invest it and not in a 401k. Join my gang. Start using charts. I'll teach you how to use a chart so that you can maximize your returns on the money you do have. And the earlier you get started, the better. Join my gang, philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, people make it too complicated. Wall Street tells you the market cap and the trailing PE and the forward PE and price to sales to confuse you. All you need to know is, does the stock have volume? What's that mean? Energy. What does that mean? If you have people buying a stock, enough of the stock's being bought, it influences the prices to go up. Join my gang, philsgang.com. We're using charting, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
Time is the one thing that we want more of as a single parent. Without the donors, I wouldn't have my Audrey.
El que Sayud no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When they told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow, they pretty much have saved us.
They take care of our housing. They take care of our food. In addition to the best medical treatment that my daughter could ever have. So it allows me to focus on my daughter and getting her better.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, there's nothing worse than you're investing in a stock and during the day something happens and you don't know what to do. You don't know who to call. Or you call somebody and they just give you a bunch of BS. Not here at Phil's Gang. We value every gang member. During the day, you got a question about your stock, you contact us. We have the best service in the world. philsgang.com. You're not alone. You're a gang member.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
Money's coming to me.
Donald Trump wants to force China from devaluing its currency. He says if they do not stop doing that, there'll be a trade war. Here, Mr. Trump is on solid ground. The trade deficit with China was $366 billion last year. Unbelievable. That means they get all those billions free and clear above what we're buying from them. Donald Trump certainly can renegotiate that appalling situation. Anybody could. And it's a job killer for Americans, as he says.
The United States is engaging in the Trans-Pacific Partnership Trade Negotiation. The so-called TPP will lower barriers, raise standards, and drive long-term growth across the region.
No. The only driving is tremendous wealth is going to be driven to the 158 wealthiest Americans. Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country, off the Wall Street Radio and Network. You know, this is amazing. And by the way, Hillary is now starting to back away from the TPP because it's too obvious. American workers do not benefit from this trade agreement. Trump is absolutely right. Now, she's starting to back away from it. The trade agreement is a terrible thing. Bush, Sr., Bill Clinton, they're the ones who went in and authored these terrible trade agreements that would benefit the corporation but not the workers. These aren't like the old trade agreements of the 60s and the 70s. What are you, nuts? So we'll talk a little bit about that today. And we're also going to talk about the market is heading back up to all-time highs. How could that be? How could you have a stock market going to soaring when we keep getting bad economic numbers? We just got some more terrible economic numbers. The rate of home ownership in the U.S. is the lowest it's been in 20 years. 62% of all Americans are currently living paycheck to paycheck. U.S. retail sales have fallen off a cliff into recession territory. Yeah, we're in recession territory. And the stock market is heading up to all-time highs. Pending home sales are plunging. Prices for used cars are plunging. Used car inventory is surging. Business inventories plunging. And sales of all business equipment, computers, IT spending, all plunging. We have wholesale inventory. It's been dropping for 6 straight months. Factory orders have plunged to the lowest level since 2009. We have the biggest plunge in manufacturing workers since 2009. Median household incomes have plunged by an anemic 1.5%. While people expenses have increased by 11%. What are you, nuts? And the market's soaring. So you got stock prices are soaring on terrible economic growth. We got terrible economic growth. We're just getting our numbers in, and they expected 2.7%, but we dropped to just 1 point. And the market keeps soaring as the poorest 40% of all Americans now spend more than 50% of their income just on food and housing. What are you, nuts? Ground beef has doubled, for heaven's sakes, doubled in price. More than 50% of all American workers bring home less than $30,000 a year in wages. More than 50%, 62.1%. Bring home $30,000 a year in wages. Are you nuts? Typical American household is now worth 36% less than when Obama became president. Are you nuts? So, they asked the jibber jabbers on CNBC what's going on with the stock markets going up. We got all this terrible information coming, financial information, economic information. Listen to this.
This rally thus far really hasn't been very beloved. A lot of people have been on the sidelines, and as every day goes by and you get this 1% gain in the markets day in and day out, it just gets people off the sidelines figuring, you know what, they've got to throw money just to keep pace with the indices. So this buying is going to beget more buying in a capitulation buying sort of sense.
So his excuse is, it's going up because buying begets more buying. Really?
What is not begetting buying is really the macroeconomic fundamentals. You can't look at GDP projections and say this market deserves to go higher. You can't look at today's retail sales figures and say this market deserves to go higher. What is making this market go up is, in my opinion, a lot of central bank accommodation combined with the fact that now you've got people who've been sitting on the sidelines and they're saying, oh my God, I'm that far behind my benchmark. I've got to get in.
Now, he's almost right. He's not telling you the whole truth. He's talking about the Federal Reserve accommodation is what's driving this market up. In other words, stock buybacks, the 0% finding, the 0% interest rate, where corporations can borrow as much money they want with free interest. Yes, buying begets buying when you're talking about stock buybacks. But here's what's really going on. He's right. The central banks, they're the problem. The zero interest stock buybacks is a big problem because every dollar corporations are borrowing today is to buy stocks, and it's all debt. Debt is climbing. So Aunt B, her central bank, is trying to push the stock market higher and higher while the economy worsens by keep giving these people, the corporations, the largest corporations, free money. But it's not free. You still have to pay it back. If you're going to give me $100 million to buy my own stock, I still owe you $100 million. Don't pay any interest on it, but I owe you $100 million. This increase in corporate debt for stock buybacks is destroying corporate balance sheets. And here's what they're worried about. They're stuck. They're like a shark. They got to keep swimming. If you pile on all this debt on corporate balance sheets, you cannot afford to have the balance sheets deteriorate. Now, what's that mean? The balance sheets will deteriorate if stock prices go down. That's the biggest fear that Aunt B has. If stock prices start to plunge, then these corporate balance sheets, they can't support the debt. If you have stock, if your stock is at $80, but we know it's only worth 40. The difference between 40 and 80 is all fluff. It's all the 0%. You've been buying your own shares back. It didn't go from 40 to 80 because you have new earnings. You have better earnings. You have better sales. You have better revenues, better margins. No, nobody cares anymore about sales or revenue. But here's where they're going to start caring. And this is the real problem we have. They've got to keep that shark swimming now. We're at a position after 8 years, especially since 2012 with the stock buybacks. Corporations with all that debt, if you're at $80 your stock, you can say, I can support the debt. If I borrowed $100 million to buy stock and my stock's at 80, I can support the debt. So everything looks fine. But that's all a bubble. So you have a bubble from $40 to 80. It's a whole bunch of lies. Now, if all of a sudden everybody stops the buying, your stock starts going down. It's no longer at 80. It goes down to 70. Uh-oh. That means that their balance sheet is starting to look lopsided. It's starting to look terrible. If it starts going down to 60, now you got a real problem. And that is why they're starting to worry, because right now we are seeing more corporate defaults than we've ever seen. More corporate defaults than we've ever seen. So they got to keep stock prices up now. We'll talk more about this when we get back. Join my gang, Phil's gang.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Every month now we get jobs. They give us the job numbers. We've been averaging, they tell us, 235,000 jobs a month. It's been a lie. It's a bogus number. The BLS, that counts the jobs, they use what they call the birth-death model system. What they do is they manipulate the jobs, so 40% of that number that you see is fake. That's right. If you take 235,000 jobs, the number really is 140,000. They bogus up about 95,000 jobs. But that's what goes on now on Wall Street. That's why you want to be a member of my gang, Phil's Gang, philsgang.com, because that way you get the truth. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. When was the last time you've gotten a raise? Been a long time. When was the last time you got overtime? That's been a long time. Sure, why? What people realize is we got two components out there that is killing your standard of living. Free money provided to CEOs from the Federal Reserve, and then the way the CEO is being compensated. CEOs are not compensated on performance anymore. CEOs are compensated on stock options. That's how they make most of their money. So as long as the Federal Reserve will give them money free, they're going to focus on the CEO buying shares back to pop that price up to make that stock option. That's why you're not getting paid. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. There is only one talk show host, Phil Grande, who delivers both social and financial talk. Not even Hannity or Rush can deliver a 1-2 punch like that. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Phil Grande is unique, the industry leader, the first talk show host ever to combine social issues and finance into winning stock market ideas. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Listen to what Fisher said, the former Fed governor.
We front-loaded at the Federal Reserve an enormous rally in order to accomplish the wealth effect.
That's right. Did you hear that? They took the stock market, front-loaded it, ran at 200%, so we ended up not only with a fake stock market, but fake GDP, fake money, fake jobs, fake prices, fake everything. But we took advantage of that, and we're going to take advantage again. That's why I told my gang in May to short the market on 5/29. That's May 29th. I'm telling you to short the stock market. And we were right. And the market went down over 11%. That's why you got to join my gang and learn how to short stocks just as much as buying them. Learn how to short with me, Phil Grande at philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Time is the one thing that we want more of. Without the donors, I wouldn't have my Audrey. They take care of our housing. They take care of our food. In addition to the best medical treatment that my daughter could ever have. So it allows me to focus on my daughter and getting her better.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. You know, every day we hear from Wall Street, you turn on the TV, and they're telling us how the economy's great, everything's great. And these are the same people that run the 401ks who, with a 2% fee, take more than half of your money and put it in their pocket. You will never retire comfortably in a 401k. But try to convince 90 million people, it's almost impossible. People just don't listen. They get comfortable and stay with these 401ks. They don't work. You're not going to be able to retire. It's simple. Go to my site, philsgang.com. Join the gang, try it for a month, and we're going to show you how to use a chart. And that is going to put you in such a comfort zone of retirement.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. Stock Corner is brought to you by the Phil's Gang video channel. Go to philsgang.com, click on the video channel graphic, and check out Phil's free videos on the market, economy, and current events.
And Stock Corner is also brought to you by Walter's Way. Check this book out, Walter's Way. The author, Walter Scheer, wonderful book, entrepreneur. He's just an incredible entrepreneur, iconic entrepreneur. And the book is an award-winning book. It has the Axiom Business Book Award. And that's important when you write a business book, because if you get that award, that is the guidepost for all business books. And that means that this book, okay, is like top shelf book, cutting edge business book. So he has that award. It's a beautiful book. Check it out. We're going to do a signing with Walter, 92-year young, wonderful guy. And again, we'll let you know when that's going to happen. But in the meantime, get the book. Wonderful stories, incredible. There'd be no Polaris nuclear submarine without him, because he's the one who designed the guidance system for the missiles. There'd be no fax machine. He's the one who gave us the fax machine. The deals he's done is incredible. What an incredible man. And every bit of this money goes to the Vera and Walter Scheer Family Foundation, and it also goes to St. Jude, and that's pretty nice. So we love the guy, and I hope you get the book. Go to my site, philsgang.com, or go to waltersway.org. Also, we were just finishing up a few minutes ago. We're talking about how can a market keep going up like this when earnings are getting worse and worse? Our economic growth, for heaven's sakes, 2.7%. Now it's down to 1 point. How can the stock market be going up when the poorest 40% of all Americans now spend more than 50% of their incomes just on food and housing? Earnings are terrible. Revenues are terrible. But it keeps going up. It's because, as I told you, they can't stop now. Our president, our Treasury Secretary, why do you think they come on and lie to us about the economy? Why? They can't tell the truth. I mean, think about what Jack Lew says.
When you look at the U.S. economy, I think we've shown that we've reached a level of strength that's quite real and sustainable.
You notice how he hesitated? Because he knows it's not real. He knows it's not sustainable. The only way they're sustaining is to print more money, is to give the money to these companies so they can buy more of their shares back. And by doing this for so many years now, that the corporate debt is incredible. The corporate defaults right now, we've never seen more corporate defaults than we have now. So it means that if they stop, these balance sheets that look beautiful because their stock, instead of, it should be at $40 at $80. Once that, they're scared to death. Once that stock starts turning back on them, which it will, it's not sustainable. It'll go back from 80 to 40. As it starts going back, that is what they're so fearful about. That the corporate balance sheets start to deteriorate, and that happens when the price of the stocks start pulling back. So they got to keep the stock price up every day. What a wonderful time to be in the stock market. But you got to know when it's over, too, so you can catch it on the way down, so you can short the market. And that's what we're here for. And I'm reaching out to you every day trying to get you to join the gang so you can participate. But also participate when the market finally crashes. And this market's going to be a bigger crash than we ever had. You take the past two crashes, the dot-com crash and the housing crash, combine them, they're not going to look like anything compared to this crash, because they've gone too far. They're like cocaine addicts. They couldn't stop. They had to keep this going and going and going. Now they're going, oh my God, what are we going to do? We can't let these balance sheets start deteriorating. We can't let the stock market go down. So here you got a day the market's up 176 points when it should be down 276 with the terrible information we're getting. But that's the beautiful thing about being a chartist. We're not tied to fundamentals. See, that's the problem with your 401ks and the rest. They buy everything based on fundamentals. We buy based on money flow. So I'll give you an example. We have U.S. Steel. We bought U.S. Steel in February. I think it was 29th, the end of February. Do you know, if you go look and you put U.S. Steel up on our PT2, you'll see that U.S. Steel, beautiful. We identified for our gang members where to buy U.S. Steel. We showed it on our PT2. And we also did with our other chart too. But let's talk about the PT2, because that's the chart we want people who have they have absolutely no time in their life to do anything. This is the one they need. So it went from red to green, and it's been green ever since. And right now we have a return of 140%. I will post this tonight for you. Also tonight on my site, this is free. I'm going to give you, I'm going to tell you exactly what I think the market's going to do. I'm going to give you an update on the market, the stock market, give everybody a little insight into the market. But when you go there, I want you to look at U.S. Steel. All you had to do, when that turned green on my chart, buy. And look where it is today. But here's what's more important than that. When it starts coming back down, you don't want to give it back. You always give it back. If you're in a 401k, you've always given your money back. Isn't that silly? You've always given it back. They tell you to cost average down. No, what we do is turn around and short it. So tonight, go to my site, philsgang.com. It's free. We'll show you what we did using the PT2, how we got 140% gain. You can see it's true. It's right there. And then also I'm going to visit with you a little bit about what the market's going to be doing. All right. So check that out tonight. But it's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing when you think about all these terrible numbers that are coming in. And I mean, everything's plunging. Watch what's going to happen. Watch what's going to happen with the auto sales. They're collapsing. And here's the problem now. Used car sales, the value of used cars are plunging. That kills the new car sales. It's all going to happen, gang. Going to happen. Join my gang, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Call right now. Become a member.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
We're on our best 2-year job creation streak in 20 years.
What are you, nuts? Who'd believe that? Let me tell you the truth. First of all, the 292,000 jobs we got in December 2015, and they told us the unemployment rate is 5%. Not true. You can't trust these people on Wall Street. You can't trust the press. What they don't count is, in December, for example, the 615,000 discouraged workers. A discouraged worker is a person unemployed, gave up looking for work, but this administration does not count them as unemployed when calculating the 5% unemployment rate. Instead, they classify the discouraged as marginally attached to the labor force, but they're not considered part of the labor force or part of the unemployment. That's why you can't trust what they tell you. If we back into 625,000, the real unemployment rate is 12%, not 5%. That's why you got to join my gang, where you get the truth and where we use charts. Join the gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande at philsgang.com. The 401k big lie. They tell you invest $10,000 a year for 30 years, compounded at 6% annually. You will have a grand total of $245,000 to retire. That is not true. That is not the truth. What they don't tell you is the hidden fees. There's 27 hidden fees in your 401k. When you're all done, you lose half of what you put aside for your retirement. That's right, half. And another thing, you're not allowed to do individual stocks in a mutual fund. And you're not allowed to make money when stocks go down. That's ridiculous. Would you buy a car with just forward and no reverse? Why would you ever be in a fund that you can't make money when the stock market goes down? Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, it's been 7 years now since Obama ordered his Fed chairman to lower the savings rate from 5% to less than 0.25%. With a false narrative, it would spur economic growth and jobs. Everyone would have an opportunity in this economy. That's what he said. But what it spurred was a front-loading of the biggest, fake, unsustainable stock market rally of 200%. That's what it spurred. Now, most people did not participate in that rally because people got out of their 401k in 2009. And they said, just get me out. I want nothing but fixed income. And they got killed because with low interest rates, fixed incomes get murdered. You got to know what you're doing. If you're going to really retire, you got to be associated with the stock market. That's why you come to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Be sure to watch the Phil's Gang Show with Phil Grande, weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on various devices like smartphones, tablets, your computer, and more. Get free access to the Phil's Gang Show right in your hands at home or on the go. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com and click on the Listen Live link. And we'll see you on the charts.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. There's so much bad news out there. Let me give you some good news. The good news is you can retire when you're 65 years of age. You can live the same lifestyle you've come accustomed to. But you're going to have to make a change. And what's that change? To get rid of your 401k. It's a scam. It doesn't work. We've never seen more people pulling their money out of 401ks than right now. $40 billion just in this last few quarters. Because they know it doesn't work. So they're taking their money and stuffing it in the mattress. That's not what to do. Look, it's not about the money you put away. It's about how you invest that money. And clearly 401ks don't work. But it does work here at Phil's Gang. philsgang.com, where we just got a return of over 35% in copper.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. We're a teaching format. Boy, do we give good service. You know, buying a stock doesn't have to be complicated. The reason why Wall Street makes it complicated is so to make you think you need to hire them. You can do better without them, believe me, because you're not going to have those big fees. Come to Phil's Gang, where we'll show you an easy way to buy a stock. philsgang.com, where we don't make it complicated but profitable.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by philsgang.com.
I kind of think the market is going to make a move at setting highs, new highs here on the backdrop of earnings, which turn out a little better than.
Paulson, are you kidding? Why does he tell the truth? The market's going to go up a little higher because I think we were going to get better earnings. Are you kidding? Earnings are getting worse. Earnings are getting worse. Why don't you just tell the truth? The reason the market's going to get better, the reason why the market's going to go up, because they're going to prop it up. Because I just told you. They got to prop these markets up, because if they don't, and the stocks start pulling back, it deteriorates the balance sheets that have these balance sheets have tremendous debt. And once that starts happening, and these balance sheets start looking terrible, then the stock market begins to crash. Can it be sustained? Can they continue this going on? No, they can't. They can't. That's why, again, if you're going to make money in this market, that's why you're better off always using a chart that you identify when money is coming in and money's going out. Now listen to this. I've always told my members, my gang members, you always got to follow the banks. They always rig the banks to go higher. You ask any of my gang members in the last 2 weeks, I said, you watch the banks. Now that this market's been going up and up and up, I said, after we had that big, terrible crash in January, now they're trying to pump the market back up again, capture back all those losses. To sustain the rally, they got to get the banks in the leadership position. They lead. That's why they always prop the banks up. Why do you think they don't do anything to these banks? They need them out front. They need them to lead the way. Any investor doesn't invest in the market unless he sees the banks are going up. You never put money in the stock market unless you see the banks going up. Now listen to these phonies.
I think you should all take comfort in the fact that
this is the gangster, Diamond, the gangster.
I think you should all take comfort in the fact that all American banks are better capitalized. The system is far stronger today.
A lie.
These living wills are the resolution plans that the banks would use to wind down, to effectively declare bankruptcy so they would not need a taxpayer bailout in the next downturn. But the Fed and the FDIC at this hour announcing that 5 of the 8 big banks that submitted resolution plans last July have been deemed not credible by.
That's right. There's Diamond going, oh, the banks are really good, right? But if FDIC comes back and says, well, a lot of these banks, they failed their stress test. Unbelievable. But as long as so what we did, we called it perfectly by watching our charts. We said, okay, we said they're going to start buying the metals first, and we did that in February or December. So I said, let's buy metals. Everybody thought we were nuts. Even J.P. Morgan, Goldman Sachs said, oh no, don't buy gold. Don't buy gold. They told everybody, but don't buy gold mining stocks. We did. We did, because we saw on our PT2 where it turned green from red. It told us the institutions that own GDX, the exchange traded fund, the institutions that own most of that stock were putting money in. So it started turning. We bought. Then now it's up over, GDX is up over 64%. Then we saw AU, same thing. In December, we saw money coming in. It's up over 121%. Then I said, okay, let's go to the oil metal. Let's go to U.S. Steel. Nobody wants U.S. Steel. Nobody wants it. So we watched it. And all of a sudden my PT2 starts turning green. All the institutions that own most of U.S. Steel, that company, they started to put money back in early. That's when you catch them. You catch them when nobody wants them. You catch them when they're beaten down. You catch mining stocks when they're ready to close the mines. When they're closing the mines and shutting them down and say they can't make money anymore, costs too much to drill, that's when you buy them. That's when you buy them. Same thing with steel. We're up 140% with U.S. Steel. So you got 140% U.S. Steel, AU 121%, GDX 64%. What is wrong with that? Nothing. But more important than that is to make sure we catch them on the way down. That's called shorting. Now, go to my site tonight, philsgang.com. I have a video for you on these, so you can see where we bought them, how we bought them with a PT2. I'm going to give you an overview of the market. It's all free. And why don't you join the gang? Try it for a month, for heaven's sakes. The easiest thing is just go to my site, philsgang.com, or go 877-600-GANG. They're right there now to take your calls. 877-600-GANG. Join. Get an understanding of what we do. Get an understanding. So here we got the banks now. They're propping the banks up to keep the stocks up, because they need to keep the stocks up so the balance sheet, there's no balance sheet crisis. The biggest thing that she's worrying about, Aunt B, is a balance sheet crisis. Crazy. Let's talk about these. We're talking about trade agreements. And of course, We also were talking about Trump was talking about the rigged system, right?
Our Republican system is absolutely rigged. It's a phony deal. This was a dirty trick. These are dirty tricksters. This is a dirty trick. And I'll tell you what, the RNC, the Republican National Committee, they should be ashamed of themselves for allowing this kind of crap to happen. I can tell you that.
Okay. Everybody comes on and says, what's wrong with Trump? Those rules have been there forever. And they're right. They're right. They've been there a long time. He should have read the rules and then adapted to the rules. Then beat everybody at the rules, at the wrong. But he didn't. He didn't. But one thing he's bringing to the attention of this nation is the corruption in the political the Republican Party, how they pick a candidate, and the Democrat Party, how they rig it. Look at Hillary Clinton. She's ahead. The only reason why she's ahead is because she's got all those they call the oh my God, delegates, the super delegates. But let's talk about rules. Let's talk about rules. Okay, they got the rules. They've been there for a long time. He should have studied them. He should have brought a pro in. But regardless, they said, well, it's not rigged because we have the rules. Well, regardless, we talk about not rigged because you got the rules. We're told by the Democrats and Republicans it's not corrupt. Corrupt because the rules are there. Anybody could look. The problem with the rules is who put the rules in place. Who set the rules? That's the problem. And they set the rules to favor not the average American. I don't care if it's voting for somebody or it has to do with opening a business. They set the rules not to benefit the average American. The rules that are set are always in the interest of the 158 richest people in the world, our owners. That's what you got to look at. You got to look at, okay, the rules are there. I didn't read them, but I now want to know who's the one that sets the rules. How are they set? Is it they set in the favor? It's equal for everybody? No. When you look at anything, the rules are always set in the favor of the 158 richest people, our owners, who buy the elections, who buy the banks, who buy everything. They own our political system. They own everything. They set the rules, so they become even more rich, more influential to set more rules. The vast wealth of the 158 owners is a threat to the well-being of the average American. More than half the total funding in this election cycle is coming from these 158 wealthiest owners. And all that money, most of it is going to the Republican candidates. Much of it is to stop Trump. Probably the most important reason Trump should be the nominee. That's why he should be the nominee, because he's not taking any of the money. And that's what amazes me. And that is lost on the American people. The American people have no idea what that means. He's not taking any of this money, and that alone is why he should be the nominee. If you hate him because he's not bought, the majority of the money is going to the candidates, and where's that money come from? Wall Street, the banksters, the hedge fund managers, and they're the ones that make the rules. We'll be right back after this break. Join my gang.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
We're on our best 2-year job creation streak in 20 years.
What are you, nuts? Who'd believe that? Let me tell you the truth. First of all, the 292,000 jobs we got in December 2015, and they told us the unemployment rate is 5%. Not true. You can't trust these people on Wall Street. You can't trust the press. What they don't count is, in December, for example, the 650,000 discouraged workers. A discouraged worker is a person unemployed, gave up looking for work, but this administration does not count them as unemployed when calculating the 5% unemployment rate. Instead, they classify the discouraged as marginally attached to the labor force, but they're not considered part of the labor force or part of the unemployment. That's why you can't trust what they tell you. If we back into 625,000, the real unemployment rate is 12%, not 5%. That's why you got to join my gang. where you get the truth and where we use charts. Join the gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Time is the one thing that we want more of. Without the donors, I wouldn't have my Audrey. They take care of our housing. They take care of our food. In addition to the best medical treatment that my daughter could ever have. So it allows me to focus on my daughter and getting her better.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande at philsgang.com. The 401k big lie. They tell you invest $10,000 a year for 30 years, compounded at 6% annually. You will have a grand total of $245,000 to retire. That is not true. That is not the truth. What they don't tell you is the hidden fees. There's 27 hidden fees in your 401k. When you're all done, you lose half of what you put aside for your retirement. That's right, half. And another thing, you're not allowed to do individual stocks in a mutual fund. And you're not allowed to make money when stocks go down. That's ridiculous. Would you buy a car with just forward and no reverse? Why would you ever be in a fund that you can't make money when the stock market goes down? Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, people make it too complicated. Wall Street tells you the market cap and the trailing PE and the forward PE and price to sales to confuse you. All you need to know is, does the stock have volume? What's that mean? Energy. What does that mean? If you have people buying a stock, enough of the stock's being bought, it influences the prices to go up. Join my gang, philsgang.com. We're using charting, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. When was the last time you've gotten a raise? Been a long time. When was the last time you got overtime? That's been a long time. Sure, why? What people don't realize is we got two components out there that is killing your standard of living. Free money provided to CEOs from the Federal Reserve, and then the way the CEO is being compensated. CEOs are not compensated on performance anymore. CEOs are compensated on stock options. That's how they make most of their money. So as long as the Federal Reserve will give them money free, they're going to focus on the CEO buying shares back to pop that price up to make that stock option. That's why you're not getting paid. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Remember, go to my website, philsgang.com. It's free. I'm going to have some videos up for you. I'm going to show you in the videos U.S. Steel how we were able to get 140% gain using the PT2 chart. I'm also going to show you tonight how with the spiders. This is the one that everybody should be in. It's the 500 best stocks in the country. It's in one basket. If you have no time to do anything, you just buy the spiders. There's hardly any cost to them at all. Okay, and it's a wonderful way if you're very, very busy and you're very skeptical about the market. You just join the gang and we'll guide you with the PT2 on the spiders. The spiders, give you an example. The spiders, we got a buy signal. It turned from red to green on February 29th. Now the spiders are up over 8%. Nice, easy. You don't have to worry. Nice 8%. And also, though, before that, we caught the whole drop. When it dropped, we had the worst market in January. It turned from green to red, and we caught that whole 14% drop. Now we're turning around, catch it going the other way. And I'll show you that on a chart tonight, too. So tonight, go to my site, philsgang.com. We'll show you the 140% gain on the PT2 on U.S. Steel. We already have up GDX and AU. You can see that there. It's on the video now. And I'll also show you the S&P, how you could have bought the S&P early on. You could have bought it on February 29th, and you'd have a nice, about a nice 8% gain on that. Okay? So easy to do. Let me give you the number. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-GANG. Please join the gang. You can call now. They'll take your call. And get started today. I mean, try it for a month. If you say it doesn't work, then don't do it anymore. It's that simple. Now, talking about simple, we're talking about rules. Who makes the rules? It's the richest people make the rules. They control the rules. They gave us the worst president in history, Obama. You remember when in 2008 it was Hillary Clinton who was winning, but she couldn't win because of the rules of these delegates. They get these special delegates. So he won. Even though she got more votes, he became the nominee. Now it's working for her in her favor because now she gets the special delegates. I think there's 700 of them. But my point is it's not fair because we get the worst people. Obama's goal, remember, when he became president, was to destroy America, to destroy industry, starting with the coal industry. And he used the executive orders and climate change as his excuse to destroy the coal industry. So as the coal industry was getting destroyed, we could take our PT2 chart, and every time it was turning red, we could make money as it was getting destroyed. Hate to see it get destroyed, but we're making money on the way down. And Obama's goal was to destroy this industry. Now, the UN Executive Secretary for Climate Change, Christina Ferragiri, said, quote, Obama is a leftist socialist. He uses the lie of climate change to transform the world economy. He wants to transform the world economy to his own image of wealth distribution. This is what she said. To meet that goal, she goes on to say, in the U.S., she pointed out how Obama uses the lie of climate change and executed orders, these executive orders, to pass regulations under the Clean Air Act to destroy the coal industry. Which purposely now, because if you, under the Clean Air Act, energy prices have risen by 40%. That means that the American middle class is getting wiped out. He wants to wipe them out. Poverty has increased. We never had 6 million people slip from the middle class to poverty. Under Obama, 6 million people. He's destroying this industry. This is crazy. Every politician knows you focus on creating full-time jobs. Because once an economy switches from full-time to part-time, anybody knows this, that when you get to a part-time job, the next train is poverty. So he puts in Obamacare. So first he destroys 125,000 jobs, costs $650 million. He destroys the coal companies. Then he sets up Obamacare to destroy more jobs. He got rid of 28 million full-time jobs. Now he replaced them with 28 million low-paying part-time jobs. So think about this: these executive orders that he passed, they're illegal. This massive clean air regulation he put in place, 125,000 miners out of work, $650 billion it cost. But the key was, if you understood how to use this chart, you would have made money as it was going down. What is wrong with that? Just like our trade agreements. The trade agreements has cost us $8 trillion in a trade deficit, and we lost 5 million jobs. These stupid trade agreements. And made American wages stagnant. And so that's why you're seeing the stock market go up. The worse the economy gets, the higher they got to push the stock market. The more they got to print money, get to the companies to buy their own shares to push the market up so their balance sheet doesn't deteriorate. It's like you just can't. You got to keep it going, or it's like a Ponzi scheme. It is a Ponzi scheme. So right now, our wages are stagnant. Everything is really bad in the economy. So, but yet they're going to try to keep this market going as high as they can, as long as they can, because once that stops and the stock prices start coming back, then they can't justify the debt on their balance sheet. And we're gonna see that in more and more companies. So get ready so that you'll be set up so when we do go into this crash, you will feel comfortable. You'll have your chart and you follow me every morning. We start out with coffee talk. And then we go into our live class. Everything's archived, don't have time. You can take as much of the class you want or as little from 9:30 to 11. And then all day long I'm giving you updates. I mean, nobody does this. Everything's archived, but nobody puts this kind of time in. And I'm telling you, it works. This PT2 works. So here's what we got going on. The trade agreements today, okay, they are terrible. There used to be trade agreements to increase worldwide demand for products made by our workers. And therefore, it helped push up our wages. No more. Not after Bush Sr. and Bill Clinton representing the interests of the large multinational companies, the very, very wealthy, got involved. They made today's trade agreements much different. Today's trade agreements increase worldwide demand for products made by American corporations all over the world, enhancing our corporate financial profits for these large conglomerates. People get wealthy, including the Bush family and the Clinton family, but it keeps American wages, the average American wage, down. They don't benefit. They don't benefit these new trade agreements. Just the wealthy American, the CEOs, the major shareholders, they all make a fortune on this new TPP. And the Bush family does, and the Clinton family, and every American worker got screwed. See, what most Americans don't understand is when they got done negotiating Bush and Clinton, this new type of trade agreement, it's not about trade. It's about global investment. See, that's what they don't get. And under the new type of trade agreement, authored by these two dopes, these big American corporations no longer make products in the United States for export. They make them abroad. The biggest things they make here that they export is maybe an idea or a brand or a franchise, or you have 4 guys that are engineers back here have jobs, or 5 guys that are engineers. So this modern trade agreement is not like the trade agreements of the 60s and 70s which benefit the American worker. Bush and Clinton changed that and tipped these agreements in favor of the large corporations. So you got to be in position when this market is ready to collapse. Join my gang. Check it out. Go to my site tonight, philsgang.com. Check it out. You'll love it. See you on the chart.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me.